Welcome back to DAGryffyn Hobby. My name's Dave. In this video, I'm going to take the diesel sounds out of this boxcar and put them into this one. This may look like just your basic traditional boxcar, but you open it up and look, there's electronics inside. This is a diesel sounds rail car that I had picked up at a train show for $10. I was laying on a table just like that with a bunch of other cars that were 10 bucks. I think when I walked by, I either saw the wires or the knob on the bottom, or it was open a little, I can't remember, but it caught my attention. And I picked it up and I looked at it and I even said to the guy, hey, this is $10? He looks at it, he turns it over, looks at it. Yeah, $10. Okay, sold. What is that, like a $90 boxcar? That was a win, and it was even better when I brought it home and it worked. I don't love the bright orange. I don't not like it, but it's a bit obvious to be using behind a whole bunch of different engines. It kind of stands out and says, you know, here I am. So since I got it, I've been wanting to put it into a different boxcar. Since I've been running more of the scale-sized or larger standard O cars, I figured that would be a great place to put it. This Rock Island car is a standard O Lionel I picked up probably for 10 bucks somewhere. I like it. I actually really like the boxcar. What I do not like are these silly plastic bases with this clip on the end. I just don't like it, but I still enjoy running the cars. So since I have to not just transfer the electronics and the trucks over, but also put some holes in the bottom, I figured I might as well do it on one of these where the plastic's a little easier to drill through than the metal. And also, if it gets messed up, I really don't care that much because, like I said, I don't really like these bottoms. I guess I'll start by taking the trucks off this and then disassembling the Frisco car. I really could have swapped this over to any other boxcar shell, but I figured if I'm going to do anything, I might as well put it in a bigger boxcar. It's a pretty neat setup inside. You know, everything's supported and isolated. I was surprised to see this big of a case around the speaker. I was thinking a better speaker with deeper sound would be nice, but I might just wait to do that another day. So since I'm not really sure what I'm doing, I'm just gonna do what I usually do and start taking screws out. It'd be nice if on something like this they use the same screw for everything, but I guess that's just asking too much. We have screws that are going into plastic, screws that are going into metal. So hopefully I just remember where everything goes. Let's see. Okay. It is nice that all those parts screwed to the car from underneath. Really the first step I'm trying to do is get everything off the base so I can use it as a template to mark where I need the holes on this base. Maybe I'll just desolder this one. Hopefully it pops off without breaking. Okay, well that works. Hopefully the other truck is that easy. Oh, I think I got it. So now I've been able to remove everything without having to desolder or cut any wires. That makes me happy. Trucks are off, all the electronics are off. Now I have to figure where all this stuff is going to go. I have freedom of movement on this switch here, because I was going to end up like right here, and I don't want to cut that support just because it would probably be unsightly. So if I can fit it right in that spot there, that'd be perfect. I mean, I would like it to look more or less like it was supposed to come this way. Use a drill bit to mark where I want the holes to go. Okay, so I have some of the holes marked. I give a safety warning at this point about drills and hands and whatnot, but I'm the last one that should be giving a safety briefing, so just be careful. Don't hurt yourself, please. And for the drill bit size, I'm just matching up the bit I have with the hole in the metal. See, my mark is off-centered. So I'm going to use the metal as a guide. Well, that doesn't look right either. It was too far this way, now it's too far that way. It hit the support and moved. Well, that would have been something to pay attention to before I drilled any holes. So that attaches and that attaches. I could just cut out this rectangular spot here on each one and hope that's enough. I don't want to cut into the supports if I don't have to. So how do I do this without hurting myself? Valid question. I'm trying X-Acto. I'm going to alter the plan by putting a little hole in each corner. This might take forever doing it this way. Maybe I'll drill a line of holes along the support there and then clean up the edges. All right, I got my access holes here in the bottom of the car. I drilled small holes all the way around the perimeter of it, then scored it with an X-Acto knife and popped the piece out, and then I filed down all the rough edges and like completely inside that section. And I do believe the parts fit. Just I think they fit. One of them fit. I didn't check them both. Hopefully this is good enough because I really like the way that worked out. It fits through, so that's awesome. Let's see, do I have everything? No, I need one more hole, two more holes for the speaker. Okay, so one of the holes would line up to be like right about here, so I'm going to move it a little, making sure that this first hole does not come through that beam right there. Speaker hole, access, speaker hole, dial, board, switch, board. Okay, well, I've got everything. Now is the time to see if it all actually goes together. Now I'm wondering if I have clearance issues because of the difference in the frames. Maybe I'll be all right. I don't know. We won't know until it's done. You know, I forgot about the hole for the switch itself. I drilled a hole at each side and then used a file and an X-Acto knife to kind of shape it and get it to where I wanted. So it should work now. Okay. Switch is installed and it feels like it hits both its end stops, so that's good. Those heads are too big. Besides, that might be too short to get through the plastic also. Now I have to find different screws to work for that switch. Since that screw was too big, I found two small bolts with nuts, and that worked pretty well. That's one. Two. I might have an issue here. That might clip, but I'll wait to see how it runs before I go and do anything. On the table, I'm not seeing any interference here being an issue. Well, it's all together. That's pretty awesome. I hope it still works. If it works properly. I'm pretty happy with the way it looks underneath. I actually like it better than the original because my holes are in between the supports there. They don't really stand out. handy dandy 10-inch test track. Okay, well, it's not really long enough to test, other than it still comes on, so that's good. All right, it worked. At first, it didn't completely work. When I turned it on, you could hear the engine at idle, but it wouldn't increase, and that was because this clip wasn't all the way on, so the sensor was not picking up the wheel. So now that I snapped it back down and it's in place, it's working. Started out in this Frisco shell, now it's in the Standard O Rock Island. And I'm pretty happy. I think that turned out really well. The only thing that I'm a little disappointed by is this screw right here not going in all the way. I mean, I could cut that a little bit to sink it or find another screw, but for now, I'm going to leave it alone and probably never look at it again. I have to say, I'm pretty happy with the result. There's a little bit of resonance inside the Boxcar, and I don't know if that has to do with the plastic frame or if something's rattling against something else. I took the Boxcar shell back off. I made sure that the speaker was nice and tight, put some electrical tape around all the loose wires to try to keep them from vibrating. I even put some hot glue on the inside of the doors so that they wouldn't move. It's still a little rattly, but really not enough that I'm going to hear it while it's in motion. I'm pretty happy with the project. I think it looks pretty good, and it's working, at least as well as it was before. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on DAGryffyn Hobby.